Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, good stretch, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, part of the exercise is to self-massage the legs, the thighs. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight to the left foot. Good Tai Chi posture. Hands at your waist. Kick your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, shift weight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet, choose the right side, cross and sit on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift weight, cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, practicing our good golden cockerel, good Tai Chi posture, dropping the shoulders, tucking your butt, hollowing out your chest, middle finger to the side seam of your pants. Good thoughts, tongue on your palate, head straight up. Golden cockerel, shift weight to the left, spiral, center, rotate, and up. Last one. Kicking out. 50-50. Semicircle, spin on the axle, right hand on the outside, right foot coming out, kick out right. Swivel on your axle. Follow with your eyes, follow with your hand. Last one. Okay, so basic to all Tai Chi is Tai Chi walk. Okay, so we're going to come forward, so I'm going to move back. Okay, and you're going to follow as best you can all the elements that I describe. Good Tai Chi posture, hands at your waist, pivot on your right heel as if you're zigzagging and walking into the right direction. Shifting our weight to the right foot, grounding down. Take an L stance with your heel of your left so that that foot, when it's flat, will be on a line or parallel to the tile of the floor. Rotate your hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot to the left, walk in that zigzag direction, put your heel out on an L, around the crotch, down, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that right zigzag direction, shift your weight, put out your L on your heel, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot to the left zigzag, shift your weight, out on your heel, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. Sit back, sit down on that imaginary stool, pivot to the right zigzag, shift your weight, put your heel out, turn your hips and waist, bow stance. Do you have a bow and do you have an arrow? Sit back, sit down, pivot out, zigzag, heel on an L stance, then a bow stance. Okay, and just giving you a little bit of something new with our hands. You're going to hold your ball so that your left hand is on the bottom. You're going to put out your heel of your left. The left hand is advancing, bottom hand, to part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Right hand, right foot ready to go. Bottom hand advances, split the energy, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Ball for better balance, left foot, left hand, part the wild horse's mane. Final third time. Half step forward, on your toe, spin the ball, sit back on your back foot, follow that right hand going up, left foot on its toe, lift it off the ground, point it out, white crane spreads its wings. We're going to drop the front foot as we tuck the elbow in, and we're going to imaginarily bisect our body to our danten, swirl back, look back at a right hand that's higher, and we're going to multitask to brush your knee. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot out. Left hand higher, right hand to your shoulder. Multitask, set it up. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Last one, sit back, sit down, pivot out. Right hand higher, all together to brush your knee. Half step forward, sit back on the back foot, rock the front foot, play the lute on your heel. Repulsing of the monkey. Center the front hand, back hand rises up higher, just the opposite now. We're going to multitask. Ear, toe, spin on the axle as you meet both hands in the center, pull back, push forward, repulse of the monkey. Center, counterbalance with that left hand, begin with your toe, lift, toe, heel, meet, repulse 2. Center, higher, glance, weight on the back, lift, multitask, spin on that axle, and 3, one more. Center, higher, glance, lead with the toe, weight on the back, ear, toe, heel, meet in the center, 4. Face the clock wall and hold your ball on a T stance. We're going to ward off. Out and to the side, ward off or forearm your opponent. Turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands, grasp the bird's tail as you pull it down, turn back and look back, contact, turn again, push from the center of your body, separate the energy, separate the hands, roll back, sit down, spiral up, then forward. Twist step, hold your ball on a T stance. We're going the other way. Right foot ready to go, right hand on the bottom. Out and to the side, ward off. Turn your hips and waist, reposition your hands as if to grasp the bird's tail. Look back, contact, turn at the hips and waist, push the energy out. Separate the hands and roll back and sit down. Gather that energy and spiral forward. Twist step, cup, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, T stance, 3 o'clock, hook, out on an L, 9 o'clock, single whip. Okay? All right, keep the single whip and turn towards the field now, okay? Left foot forward, left hand pushing, right hand with a hook. We're going to be in cloud hands now, okay? Sit back, sit down, pivot, 12 o'clock cup, 3 o'clock, okay? This begins our cloud hands. Middle, 12 o'clock stem cup, 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock stem cup, 3 o'clock, 2 things happen. Flip the hands, open the feet. 12 o'clock stem cup, 9 o'clock, flip the hands, close the feet. Second rotation. 3 o'clock, flip the hands, open the feet. Middle cup. 9 o'clock, 2 things happen. 12 o'clock stem cup. Hook the right hand, T stance on your foot, across the hips, across the face, step out, single whip. Half step forward, sit back on the back foot, up with your left foot, pat your horse on his mane. Cross at the wrist, step out to the left heel, gather the energy, center the energy. Bring it up, right hand, right foot up, kick out right. In, Drop gently on your heel. Look through your double punch as you punch your opponent's ears. Sit back, sit down, spin all the way around, looking at the road, left hand on the outside, left foot coming up, kick out, left, in, hook the hand, split the feet so that the toe is in line with your heel like last week's lesson. We're going to be a serpent slithering in the grass. Post down on the right, halfway when your fingers are down, pivot out with your left heel, set as a golden set, spin up, left foot grounds you down as your golden cockerel. Toe, spin, left hand is your hook, right hand is at your shoulder, split, come down, fingers on the bottom to allow you to turn towards your right to set. As a pendulum, you're going to spring up and come up as a golden cockerel. Heel comes down, you hold your ball. Heel comes out, right hand goes to your forehead, turn the hips and waist, the maiden shuttles on her right. So this is our lesson for today. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, left hand on the bottom, left foot ready to go, spin the ball to the forehead, turn the hips and waist, put the shuttlecock right there. Take a half step with your right foot back and set up your hands for needle to the bottom of the C. And we're going to cover all of this today. So good that you don't know what to do. You will give me a good lesson to now deflect and parry and then punch. Strip the guy off of you. Roll back and sit down. Power yourself and push him out one last time. Twist. Everybody should know how to close because we've closed in Yang Ten form. Embrace the tiger, push him in closer to you, push him away. And drop your shoulders, flex your knees as you now recycle all that energy coming back to you as you now close your form. Good. I like that. You're laughing. Good, good. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be a new journey, discovering what maybe your body can do and what you can do to teach it. Okay, and also stimulating the mind, like, wow, I was a serpent, I was a golden cockerel, I went to the bottom of the sea, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but good. The images help and keep everything light as we discover more about our body. All right. So let's kind of put some instructions to this, okay? Remembering that it's always important that we are erect in a good Tai Chi posture. On our axle with our pointing finger, we can spin. Spinning is so, I want to say dramatic because, you know, we tell our children or we tell our grandchildren or we tell ourselves, don't spin because that's danger. We're asking for it. But our mentality changes because in Tai Chi it's saying, use what you have and learn what your body can do and how it can help you. So spinning is important as long as your posture is head up and you're grounded, okay? So in advancing, you can go forward, you can go backwards, and you can go on either side, but you're still in good Tai Chi posture. We also know that we have to counter. If we're standing on one foot, we have to stabilize and we have to counter our upper body to help us with better balance, okay? We also know that whatever our lower body does, our upper body has to also do, okay? We also know that there's a powerful area in our body, which is our hips and waist, so that our hands, if they're set up correctly, they will seem like they're moving in a magical way because I didn't put there and push like this. But Tai Chi says, no, you have the power of your hips and waist to make that movement. You're one unit, okay? So that's what we're going to be focusing on, but using the movements from Serpent in the Grass, okay? Because we covered Serpent last week. So the premise now is moving on to see how the movements use the principles, not necessarily to refine everything that I am introducing, because that's being too unrealistic, okay? All right. So how shall we face and how shall we do it? In the last Serpent in the Grass, which is like this, okay, and I'm trying to orient how I'm going to teach you so that you will, then we're going to come down and we're going to start with Maiden, okay? And let's see, this way, okay. So maybe we should come forward, okay? That would be the better way. So in the last, Maiden works her shuttle, we're a golden cockerel like this, okay? Just everybody follow me as much as you can, and then I'll give you some support. So right hand pushing down, left foot coming up. L stance with your heel, hold your ball. L stance with your heel, turn the ball. Forehead gives you that alert to turn your hips and waist. Maiden puts her shuttlecock on her weaving loom, right there. Sit back, twist out, ball for better balance. Left heel comes out as you spin the ball. Spin the ball, spin the ball. Forehead alerts you, then you have to turn your hips and waist, and Maiden puts her shuttlecock on her left. Now, she's going to get fancy. Remember, this is that zigzag, but in order to get back home, we have to do a straightaway. So we're going to take a half step to the back with our right toe, and we're going to set up our hands like this, okay? And we're going to lift the front, and we're going to go down to the bottom of the seat. Going to come up with the hand, then with the foot, drill down on the back, and step out on a bow stance and flash your arms like a fan. All right, I'm going to reposition you because you won't see what we're going to do, okay? So you're going to take this flash arms like a fan, left foot forward, and turn towards the field. Okay, left foot on a line, right foot on a 45-degree, flash arms like a fan. We're going to sit back, sit down. We're going to pivot our front foot. We're going to fist our right hand as the left hand comes down, and we're on our toe, because we're substantial on our left foot. The right foot knows that it has very little weight, so that's the advancing foot. We're going to spin out to the right with our heel and deflect. And then bring that left hand into parry. Step out on a bow stance or L stance to punch. Then we're going to strip the guy off of our arm, open up our palms, roll back and sit down. And spiral up and lunge forward. Is that right? I did something wrong? Okay, flash arms like a fan. I did something wrong. Sit back, sit down. You're not going to see me twist. Left hand high, right hand with a fist on our toe. Kick out with a deflect, oops, and a parry, and a punch. And a touch, and roll back and sit down, and up and lunge forward. Closing form, twist, open, in, pivot, embrace the tiger, shift your weight, bring him up, bring him closer, push away, separate the hands, separate the energy. Drop the shoulders, flex the knees, hands go for the ride as we now close our form. So even with me instructing, I made a mistake, but who cares? Who cares? I mean, you care, but you don't care, because the movements are taken out of context. We're looking at the principles. So it gives us a room to do many things with the focus of the principles, okay? Any comments so far? So just like other dances, and Tai Chi especially being so rigid and strong in where your feet and your hands and your body twists and turns. It's difficult when we don't have mirrors, or it can be kind of confusing with mirrors, and then you facing a certain way, and we can't use all those duration of time to hold our stance before we're moving again. So that could be very frustrating, okay? But don't let that frustrate you, because you're not here to learn in 5 weeks 24 movements and go away and say, hey, look at me, I can do 24, the yang 24, okay? So that's not the thinking that we have here. Okay, Ken wants to say something. Is it short or long?
Just a short comment. You know, from a Western standpoint, people talk about postural awareness and postural equilibrium. I think I've mentioned, some of the students may have remembered what I talked about. Postural awareness, that's what you're learning now, okay? You don't know exactly what you're doing, but every so often the light goes on and says, when my hand or my leg or my body goes in a certain way, it makes me want to almost move in the direction that the body is taking me. And that's sort of your beginning of figuring out, yeah, postural awareness. Where my different parts of my body go determine what my body does in terms as a whole. And then the other part that, you know, you spend your learning your forms is postural equilibrium, trying to find those special body positions where if your arms and legs and your hips and your back and your weight is all in the right position, you spend the minimum amount of effort, not no effort, but minimal amount of effort to maintain that position. You know, when you first start, you try to imitate what they're doing. Sometimes you're working pretty hard to do it, but once you learn from a Tai Chi standpoint, I get into a certain configuration, hey, that's easy, okay? And another thing about, Lucille was talking about, you know, this spinning business. And we have fun because we try to tell our 2-year-old, don't spin, you're going to get dizzy, you're going to fall down. But it's our means of, it's a strategy. And you all, there's some in this room that probably have already experienced that from a practical standpoint. You don't need to be spinning your way across the room, but you're walking along, you slip, oh, I just take a halfway spin. And what happens? You right yourself up. And that's what I think I would like to see, and I want to do it for myself, in terms of finding those times that just because I know that spinning has something to do with how I can stay up, I might avoid a fall. And it's not spinning around in this kind of a direction. It's just take a half spin, oh, okay, I'm not going to fall on my face. Take another spin, and that's where I'm at in terms of what I think this 5-week session is about. Just getting at those little nuggets of, yeah, if I move a certain way, I can stay up. Another thing is, while you're doing all of these exercises, you find that, hey, I can't do it like the other people do it, and this is the limitation of my body. And that helps you, it helps me in a practical standpoint. When I think, hey, I'm getting into a situation where I could fall, I start to think and say, I better not do that, because I know that when I do it in practice, I just don't do it very well.
So Tai Chi teaches us what we do well, gives us confidence in that, but it also teaches the opposite in that we avoid things that are risky, or if we are in that risk incident, we then counter with what we know, okay? All right, let's get into maiden works or shuttle. So I'm not a weaver, but I know a person who weaves on a big weaving loom. And there's this implement or an instrument. In order to hold the place, the yarn or the design or whatever, the shuttlecock has to be placed right there, okay? And so when the maiden works her shuttle, we thought it was the shutters, opening the shutters, because the T's and the D's and all this sort of, a foreign speaker is sometimes not clear, but the shuttle is right there. The shuttlecock is placed right there. And what we do on one side, we now do on the other. And you notice that my hands are set up, and then my hips and waist places the shuttlecock right there. So I want to kind of emphasize that point. The top of my body matches the bottom of my body in that when I step out, the bottom hand advances. So it's not step out and nothing happens on the top. So when you step out, this comes up. I rotate and spin my ball. As it gets to my forehead, I set it up. And then I turn my hips and waist, and I'm there. To do the other side, I take a slight pivot out, ball for better balance, holding my ball. Now my left heel is going to come out, and my left hand is going to start to come out too. All together, spin it to the top, then set it up, turn the hips and waist, and there we are. Okay, and I'm going to do it all, okay? Then I'm going to say, take a half step forward, a half step back. So that's my back foot. Take it to the back, swipe it across my hips and waist, set up my hands, set it up correctly, and go down to the bottom of the seat. So this is like a counterbalance. To go down, I can go down that way, but this hand, I don't know what to do with it. So therefore, it's helping me to balance and helping me to not fall over. How? Just the hands? No. I'm rooted down. This guy is near weightless. The weight and energy all planted on the back. We're stacked here. We're countering here. To come up now, I feel very strong. I can probably lift this, okay? So I go down. I come up with one hand. This is my center. This is my other hand coming up to make it that more powerful because what? The insubstantial front foot, forward foot has to come up too to then place it out and split out. Wow. Your body can do that. So we're going to try to see how we can use our body in the most efficient way. And it doesn't have to be beautiful. All we want is that whatever I call out and instruct, that goes through your mind, tries to process it, and then tries to match what your mind has received to make your body try to do it, okay? Safely, okay? So if at any time you feel I'm following you, but I feel wobbly, hey, don't continue, just stop, okay? All right, so we are done this last serpent, and we're coming up and to do maiden, and we're golden cockerel zigzagging to the right now, okay, as a golden cockerel. Out on your left heel, shift your weight, hold your ball. Out with your heel, bottom hand advances, spins to the top, turn the hips and waist, maiden puts her shuttlecock right there. Sit back, slightly twist to the right, hold your ball, you can put your T because I'm going so slowly. Left heel comes out, left hand starts to move at the same time. Heel and hand, turn or spin the ball to the forehead almost, then turn the hips and waist, put the shuttlecock there. We're going to take a half step with our back foot with our toe. Here we go. Half step to the back, across the hips and waist with the left, set up the right hand. We're going to the bottom of the C. Lift up the front, down to the bottom of the C. One hand comes up, two hands come up, then your left foot out on an L stance, and then flash arms on a bow stance. Okay? That's all we're going to do, and then we're going to reposition and add more movements. Okay? So remember Tai Chi walk, we go this way, straight, then we zigzag this way, and then we go straight, right? So in the end, where I started, I will end on that same middle, same line on the tile. So this time now, we're straight ahead to the wall, hands at our waist for now, okay? We're putting a pivot on our right foot, and we're golden cockerel standing on its right, okay? Out with your heel, hold your ball. Out with your heel, spin the ball. Do not move your hips and waist, but now twist it to the right. Sit back, twist, pivot out. Hold your ball for better balance. This is like a T stance. We're going to take an L stance. Left hand, left heel. Left hand, left heel. Spin the ball. Forehead. Turn the hips and waist. Magic of maiden works or shuttle. Okay? We're going to the bottom of the sea. How? We're on a zigzag, but we have to get a straightaway. Therefore, we're going to take a half step with our back or right foot onto its toe, and we're setting up our hand. Left hand closer to the right waist. Right hand like this, like a, I don't know, what is this? Like a, I don't know what you can say. I was going to say machete, but I don't know, something like that, okay? All right, we're going to go down to the bottom of the sea. We're going to go this way, right? But this hand that's sitting by our waist needs to swipe. Show me? Needs to swipe. It's actually function as a counterbalance hand, okay? Here we go. And the left foot has to come up, okay? Ready, go down. One hand comes up, two hands come up, then the foot, because you're centered in the front, out with the heel, separate top and bottom match. Okay, let's get it better. We zigzag to the right, we're a golden cockerel. Here we are, golden cockerel, standing on its right. Heel out, hold your ball. Heel hand to the forehead. What happens? Turn hips and waist, put that shuttlecock there. Sit back, slightly twist out, ball for better balance on a T. Left hand, left foot ready to go. Left heel, left hand, rotate that ball. For our forehead, turn hips and waist, shuttles right there. We're going to the bottom of the sea. Half step to the back, across the hips. Get that machete, down, up, two hands, foot, touch, heel, flash arms. So the flash arms now, the right hand, back hand is a little higher than the forward hand. It's almost like a single whip in that the back hand is higher and the front hand is a little lower, okay? Then we're gonna spin, okay? So you wanna learn to spin, okay? Facing the field, left foot on a line, right foot right across, drag the right foot back 45 degree it, left hand forward like your left foot, right hand higher plane, pull back. Flash arms like a fan. This is a bow stance, so we're gonna have to sit back. What happens when we sit back? Our hands are attached, so therefore it looks as if we're pulling back, but really the hands are going for the ride. Okay, can you do it 2 times and say yourself, the hands are going for the ride. The hands are not leading the motion. My shifting of weight does it. And we're not forgetting to sit back and sit down to help us now to realize that the left foot can pivot. What can it do? Pivot, right? What can it do? Pivot. But the top has to match the bottom. So then we're going to shift our weight and ground down. So the right hand has a fist, a loose fist, okay? And the left hand is still the same place. We're on the toe of our right foot. We're going to, that's the insubstantial foot. We're going to kick out with the left heel in a zigzag. and move the hand so that we can deflect. Ooh, let's see how we do that. Ready, go. Heel, deflect. Bring it in to parry. Step out to punch. Strip the guy away. Get your palm of your left hand from the elbow. Strip him off. When you reach the wrist, open your palms so the palms are facing the ceiling. Come back, turn the palms down, sit down. Then come up and lunge forward. Is that right? Started wrong, yeah? All right, but we got the point. All right, what am I doing wrong? Okay, so I'll figure it out when I show you what I'm doing, okay? So we said we were a golden cockerel standing on its right. Coming down, holding our ball, we're going slowly, so sometimes we need that effort of our help of our T stance. What we do on one side, we symmetrically do it on the other side. We need to take a half step. We have to set up our hands, and we have to go down to the bottom of the seat. One hand comes up, we feel the confidence of two hands coming up, we feel the confidence of the foot coming up, stretching out that and coming out like a flash arms. Then we're going to sit back, hands go for the ride, pivot. We're going to fist one hand as the other one comes up, counterbalancing. I'm going to step out and swing to the right zigzag on my heel to deflect. Then bring that other hand into parry, then come out to punch. Strip him away, roll back and sit down, push him up, push him out, twist, closing form. I'm making it harder than it really is. We can now close our form, okay? So this is Yang 24, the gold standard of which all the other movements or forms have come from. And we're tackling it this early in our journey. I think that's wonderful, okay? And discovering, of course, a lot more than we realize what our body can do. All right. Let's start from, let's do all of the 24 now, okay? Any questions? Yeah. Diane or Joni?
Can you show us what 16 is about so we can know the difference for the next
Good question. So most of the times, I would never hear this kind of question. Joni, Diane, Joni and Diane. Diane asked, can you show us what the 16 is all about so we can see the difference? It's sort of what you said. I would never have that kind of thinking in my class because you would say, no, I don't want to learn the 16. I'm waiting for the 24 to really gel down on me. I don't want to see the difference. But now the thinking has been tweaked. It's saying, hey, if I know this much about the 24 and I understand the principles, can I see what the 16 is like? Okay, so raise of hands. How many want me to show you the 16? All right, I give in. Okay, so you get to watch the 16. You too. All right, I want some good. I want some good filming here.
Only because you're offering the class.
Yes, and you know what? You don't have to validate your question. I totally understand. Thank you. Young 24. you. Okay, big hand for our new cameraman and Tai Chi star.